What up? It's your boys back at it again, another episode of FTS for the Scrappers. Tonight we are recapping Dana White Contender Series Week 7, I believe. And we had some good fights, crazy upset in the main event, some good knockouts. So can't really ask for more. Some Tuesday fights. So start us off with Alexa versus Rose. What did you think?
Absolutely great fights tonight, in my opinion. Fucking since the best of the past 3 weeks so
Hmm.
far, best in Dana White Contender Series. Um, but this first fight, it was good. It wasn't bad. They were throwing hands. They were trying to knock each other out. They weren't the most technical, but they both definitely had power. Freaking, did you see even the girl that won, Alexi? Did you see that giant hematoma on the side of her head at the when she was doing the interview? Bro, I was like, oh, she can take a shot for sure, bro. You ain't see a lot
Yeah,
of women taking shots like that. And
yeah.
so I'm glad she's in the UFC. She just needs to clean up her game. She just needs to be more smooth with it, be more precise with it, and I think she's solid. She got good takedowns on a great amateur wrestler in the female division. Apparently, that's what they were saying. They were saying Rose,
Uh-huh.
good amateur wrestler, and she can do shit about Alexa's takedowns. So that's good for her. She'll be a good
Yeah.
addition to the early rosters of the UFC.
Definitely. Alexa showed that she was just better everywhere, I thought, right? Like, in the first round, got the takedown and showed that she could wrestle her. And then I didn't listen to the corner work, but I swear the corner was just like, hey, man, no more takedowns. We're here at Dana White Contender Series because at any point she could take her down, but just did it. Was just like,
Yeah.
you know what, second and third round, I'm gonna get this fucking contract, so let's throw hands. And like you said, bro, they were trying to bomb on each other.
Dude,
Um,
props to the corner though. Dude, not many corners are doing that. That corner put their fighter in check. They were like, look, you can't be fucking around with no ground game right now, okay? You don't make it boring. You're in front of Dana White. You're trying to get a contract, you're trying to make more money. Let's go.
100%. This isn't the Spear card. What the fuck? You ain't Valentina Shevchenko or Marab. You at Dana White Contender Series, and he has to want you on his roster. So, yeah, Alexa looked good everywhere. Like you said, just tighten up that striking. She had a vicious leg kick that was fucking rose up.
The
That leg
beginning.
kick was crazy. And what's her name? The commentator chick.
Oh, Laura Sanka?
Laura, okay. Um, Laura was saying, dude, if only she had a head kick to go with the leg kick. And I was like, bro, that's what I'm saying. Laura's got some good takes, man. Shout out to Laura, man.
Dude, Laura's
And
a
so
sleeper.
she is a sleeper. So if Alexa can just add a little more things to her game, she's very tenacious in there. I don't even use that word. But 30-27, she was undefeated, took her O. 11-1, only lost to a girl who's on the UFC roster. So, bro, I'll bet on her in her first UFC fight. I think she can win uh a lot of fights at 115, I believe it was.
Yeah, absolutely. She's got power. I like to see
Mhm.
power in the women's divisions. It was great. On to the next one. And talk about getting outclassed, yeah? Like they said, my dude Cam is just a freaking blue collar worker, freaking coming out the bars trying to scrap. That's all he does. He's just a scrapper. And he's a dog. He's a tough guy. He took some good shots to the face. Dude, those body shots are mean too.
So okay. So I'm looking to get a fight in about June, July area. So I'll be training pretty hardcore starting in January. And this is my biggest fear. This kid Cam, 7-0, 6 finishes. Hey man, I'm the shit, bro. Bro, I got 6 finishes. I'm the shit. Oh, I'm going to Dana White Contender Series. Who's this Kevin kid, bro? I'm about to knock this fool out like everybody else. Man, who can touch me, bro? I'm undefeated. Bing, 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 bing. Bro got showed levels. Bro got absolutely embarrassed, cooked on live TV.
Mm.
Oh my God. I I
Hold up
feel
though.
for the
Hold up
kid.
though.
I feel for him.
Hold up though. I'm gonna give my dude Cam some props. even though he was taking some shots, he was keeping the pressure. He's got a chin, and he landed some good shots too. I'm not gonna lie. He stunned my dude Kevin a few times in the beginning, and they didn't say nothing. Like Kevin's got to work. He's got great boxing offense, but he's got to work on his boxing defense a little bit, I think, because he was getting tagged up a few times when he was throwing his own punches where he just shouldn't have been. And
Yeah,
but besides that, great prospect. He's like 22 years old or something, Dana said. Like, geez, it's already 14, 15 fights under his belt. He's a
savage.
bright future.
Yeah, and I love that he was on the Dana White Contender Series probably last year, and he fought Gene Silva. Gene Silva is one of the baddest motherfuckers on the entire roster right now.
Badass.
Just killed Drew Dober on short notice up a weight class. Like that's who this kid took to a decision, you know? So clearly Kevin is very, very talented. He I think Dana said it was like a 20 punch combination to finish the fight.
Dude.
Like just get mauled. Just get absolutely killed in there.
Ugh.
I love Kevin. You can throw Kevin in now. He's, you know, top 30 of what is I don't know the weight here. Was it
I think it was
145, I'm
55.
guessing.
Oh,
Um, hey man, Kevin's a G, and then he calls out
I didn't say. I think it was 155.
Mozart. Oh, calls out Mozart Evloev, who just had his fight fall out from Aljamain Sterling. Even if he doesn't get the fight, what a badass to call out like a top fucking essentially top five featherweight right now. I can't wait to see Kevin in the UFC. This kid's gonna be a beast.
Yep.
Watch out for this guy. Watch out for
Yep.
Kevin.
Yeah, he's got a lot coming. On to this fight and another finish by the big boy. 6'7" Kevin Christian. So I think he's got to be the tallest dude. He got the contract. Dope. He's got to be the tallest dude in the UFC now. Because the other last dude that was the Stefan Struve was the tallest dude in the UFC. And he was like 6'9" or something like that.
Mm.
This is a big dude. And he's like lengthy. He's not like a fat boy either. So he needs to learn how to use the jab. Like Dana was saying, he was like, you're 6'7" and you got this giant 5-inch reach advantage on this guy, and you're not pumping your jab and you're not using your distance to your advantage. Like, what am I supposed to think about that? But he does have knockouts on his record, so we know he has power, so that's dope. And he got subs. So he's definitely a well-rounded fighter. He just needs, I don't know, he needs to go to UFC PI and get some learning done. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's what I wrote in my notes. Um, this guy, shout out to Laura with the facts, said that he fought all the way down at lightweight. She doesn't know if he made the weight, but he fought at 170, 185, and then now this fight was at 205. That is absolutely insane. Um,
Fought at
I
light. I don't even believe that. What kind of
that's what she
freaking
said.
bum organization is this? Just freaking, they're just like, write your weight down for me, guy. Like,
Maybe it was
can't
a
even weigh him in?
maybe it's a Brazilian lightweight and it's actually 170 pounds. You know what I mean? The weight class different. But
Yeah, yeah.
I want to see Kevin go, like you said, go to the PI, but I want that fool to drop to 185. I think he's way too soft bodied for 205. Did you see his belly and his frame? And I don't know, I didn't like it.
I
And
mean, he
then
does look soft, but how much did he weigh?
I mean it had to be 205. And then
No,
Francesco.
how much did he weigh going in? Like he
Oh, I don't know.
must have weighed at least 230, I'm thinking. There's no way he's going at 185. He's 6'7". That's crazy.
Well, if he doesn't, I cannot wait to bet against this fool because I was not impressed. I thought that first round, he looked tentative on the feet, gets taken down. Um, he said in the post fight that Francesco was a striker, but then he got taken down by him and held there for 4 minutes and 42 seconds of control time throughout the fight. Um, dude, you're getting taken down and held down for 4 minutes and 42 seconds by a striker.
But I mean, he was trying to work his jujitsu the whole time. He was trying to throw up submissions the
he
entire
was
time. That's why he ended up getting one.
he was pulling the Alexa Grasso, just working for submissions, but not trying to get up.
But
Um,
he succeeded.
he did succeed. Francesco's coaches said, "Hey, man, this is his whole game plan. Careful for the arm bars and the triangles, and then get submitted by the same shit. Brain dead, dumb goofball. 4-0 he was. He has to have some sort of other background in kickboxing or something that I didn't hear about because no way Dana's trying to call up just a 4-0 fighter. So he probably had a background in striking, but chose to grapple the Brazilian. Very weird game plan from Francesco. I'm glad he lost. That fool sucks. And I will be fading Kevin in his first UFC fight. I will be betting against this fool. I was not impressed, and neither was Dana.
No, yeah, Dana wasn't going to give him the contract, and then he said Mick Maynard's the one that wanted to give it to him. But I'm thinking maybe I did see the tentativeness when he was on the feet in the beginning of the fight, but I'm thinking that's mostly probably just from nerves, maybe. Because
He
he's
even he said that too.
like that's what makes sense to me. I mean, he's on the biggest stage he's been in. He's trying to fight for a contract that's probably going to pay him more money than he's ever made before in his life. Um, it makes sense that he was nervous, but he's definitely got to get over that shit. You're going to be in the UFC, crowds of thousands of people around you. You got to get that in check for sure.
Yeah. He just needs to add more to his game. Unlike Kevin, who I was like, throw him in there now and he's ready. Oh my God, they're both named Kevin. That's hilarious. I
Yeah.
didn't even know it. So Vallejos is ready now. I don't think Christian is ready now. Get this man to the USA. Get this man some proper training. Get to the PI. Better strength and conditioning. I don't want to see this full fight for like 6 months. And then let's see how he looks after that. And he won't have to worry about no crowds because this bum's going straight to the UFC Apex, baby. So
Going back to the
he'll have,
Apex.
yeah, back to the Apex. He'll have a few fights there for sure. But yeah,
I mean, heavyweight's not a very stacked division anyway, so he has
it's
time to
light,
work.
light
What?
heavyweight. But
I
yeah,
mean, yeah,
light
light
heavyweight
heavyweight. Light heavyweight.
is
Light heavyweight's not very stacked right now. He's got time to work. I mean, like it's a big division. Like there's a lot of fighters. There's just not a lot of like crazy badass fighters right now.
yeah,
But moving on to a banger. These boys was throwing them hands.
yeah.
Like they both wanted that contract. It's just one boy had a gas tank, the other didn't. That was the deciding factor. They were so even in their abilities and their tenacity. He just didn't have the gas tank. Freaking Vadim Kutsky. He just couldn't keep going.
Dude, he was winging those punches. He needed to calm down in there.
Well, dude, because
Uh,
at that point he already knew though too that he was gassed. He's like, I need to stop this fight now or get
a-
stopped.
and Daniel Cormier called that same shit out, right? Daniel Cormier was like, Vadim's fighting like some guy who only has 5 to 7 minutes of gas. Bro,
Yep.
that's exactly what happened.
Yep.
Um, they both hurt each other in the first round. This fool Vadim throws an uppercut from his fucking hip that blink. Smacks Daniel. I thought the fight was over. Daniel went out for a second there. If you rewatch that in slow-mo, he drops him, hits him one time, and he goes out, but then comes right back and then holds him and survives. Absolute
Dude,
warrior for
Ref
that
was
shit.
about to stop it. He was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're good, you're good."
Cootsie, bro, 17-1 with a fight IQ to throw bombs like that, knowing you don't have much of a gas tank, pretty silly for sure. Um, was on top. Where's his control time? 3 minutes and 35 seconds. And then in that second round, bro was not ready for the action. Daniel capitalized. But I was screaming at my TV towards the end because everyone can see Vadim is fucking gassed. And then Daniel's like, you know what? I'm just not gonna throw to the body. Daniel
Yeah.
Cormier's calling it out. His coaches are screaming at him, body head, body head. I don't give a fuck. I'll just keep throwing headshots,
Yep.
headshots. And then the first body strike he throws, the kick to the belly, crumples Vadim. Who would have thought? Um, Come on, guys. We can all see it. You got to listen to your coaches there. You could have stopped the fight probably a minute before then, but
Straight up,
hey,
the
good
coaches
on.
are there for a reason, dude. Like, that's
Yeah.
why you hire them. That's why you're paying them money. Make them work for their money and benefit off that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you're absolutely right.
Listen.
You just gotta listen is all you gotta do. And if you don't think it's
Um,
gonna work, well, I mean, just try it. See what the fuck happens. You know, it's a body
Yeah,
kick,
but
body punch.
I'm glad Daniel, bro, 17-1 on the Dana White Contender Series is a like that's a scary thing to take on. You dude, these fools are 7-1, 6-0. These are the records on the fucking Dana White Contender Series here, but you're fighting the 17-1 dude, like shit. And he went in there and got it done.
He didn't
Small
look phased at all
underdog.
by that. He came out there like a dog. What didn't phase at him all. That's good. He's got a good mindset. He's a warrior. Um,
Hmm.
they both look pretty sloppy though. Not gonna lie. Like they're definitely just winging those punches out there. Even Daniel. Um, I want to see him clean it up a little bit. You know, I want to see him get cleaner boxing in, and I think he's a badass.
I think so too. I think Daniel is gonna do great in the UFC. And I mean showed that he can get hurt and win the fight.
Hmm.
So excited to see Daniel in the UFC. Glad this fool got a contract. Took out the 17-1 fighter. So what a G.
Savage. And on to the upset of the night in the main event. What more could Dana White ask for? You know he was so happy about this, dude. Freaking, this is why he created the show, right? So that way
Yeah.
he could get fighters that are not in the UFC more interest right before he's gonna sign them into the UFC. You know, like it
Hmm.
worked out perfectly. Like, of course, there's hype on this Dinello freaking Vidvolkin. Like, he's this Ukrainian badass that's just coming over from the war. He had a brother, I think, or yeah, I'm pretty sure it was his brother died in the war. He's fighting for his honor, and this dude's a freaking 800-1 underdog, and freaking knocks him out in the first round. What a G! Straight up savage. I'm not gonna
Hmm.
lie, I thought he was a little out of shape, but when I saw he was 260 and looking like that, that's he's got what you call like secret muscle. Like he's probably strong as fuck and you don't even know it. You know, he doesn't look super fat, but I guarantee you he ain't making no light heavyweight.
No, yeah. As soon as this fight started, I was like, why is this guy a minus 800? Who is this guy? And then the tail of the tape comes up. He's 30 pounds lighter. And I'm like, okay, this guy must be some sort of fucking Muay Thai legend, kickboxing double champ, absolute killer. I'm watching the fight immediately. Immediately, I'm like, this dude's gonna get knocked out. He doesn't know what he's doing in there. He's scared to throw. Dan Yol, how the fuck do you say that? Whatever. I'm gonna call
Real
him
golden.
Voivo. Voivodonkin. Um, had good striking, was busy in there, and immediately just took over the fight. Seconds into the fight, smacks him with one good punch, follows him down. I'm just laughing the whole time.
It
I'm
was
like,
two, bro.
look at this.
It was two punches. He caught him like over with the overhand right on the top of the head, and that stunned him. And then boom, caught him with the left, bruh. Because the way he was trying to get away from the punches was stupid. Freaking just like ducking and running away like that, just leaving yourself compromised. Um,
Um,
dude, what a beast for taking advantage of that. Freaking Ukrainian power all the way.
Straight up. Finally, someone puts it down for Ukraine. Uh, Bailey Schoenfelder. Why the fuck was he a minus 800 favorite?
Because he's this crazy All-American wrestler. They were saying it before the fight. He's like the All-American wrestler that didn't use no wrestling in the fight. I don't know. Um but he's like super accoladed in wrestling. So they're like, oh, he's the favorite. And then I didn't understand that either. I'm like, he's 230 fighting at heavyweight. I don't give a fuck what kind of a wrestler you are. You're gonna be fighting dudes that are 260 all the time. Like this isn't boxing. Mike Tyson got away
Uh-huh.
with that because all he's doing is striking. Fucking wrestling 260 dudes that have 30 pounds on you. That ain't easy.
I love that at heavyweight, like that gets shied away. That's a 155er fighting a 185er, but no one thinks about that. Oh, they're just the big boys. It's like, dude, that's 30 pounds, and it showed in there. That boy, he had abs. He looked like he was in shape. Fuck around and probably took some pictures before the fight. There you go, buddy. Minus 800 favor. You done got embarrassed and cooked. I know your whole town was watching. They're like, oh my God, Bailey's a minus 800. He's gonna destroy this guy. Everyone from town come watch. Bink, get fucked up.
And I
Uh,
guarantee you he can
Loved it.
fight heavyweight. Like, what's this guy's problem? I guarantee you he can lose 25 pounds
Uh, at least for a little bit, right? Look at what Alex Pereira was doing at for fucking 185.
for one night. That's all.
Um, I want to see Daniolo. Like you said, I don't know. I want to see him. I always say this. I always say this. I can't help it. I want to see him in the USA. I want to see him with some real strength and conditioning. I want him with heavyweight, like a ATT or a team that has really good heavyweights. Maybe even go to Tom Aspinall's gym. Tom Aspinall's building a huge heavyweight camp for these guys.
That'd
Get
be
some
sick.
practice, and I'm excited to see this guy. He's got good striking for heavyweight, and we always need heavyweights, bro.
What he
Heavyweight is
should
so
do
lacking.
is he needs to hit up his Ukrainian brother Usyk and get them boxing lessons, all right? Keep it all Ukrainian, you know what I'm saying? Freaking get them boxing weapons, dude. He will tighten you up so good. And having those kind of tools in the UFC would be in the heavyweight division, devastating.
Devastating. And that'd be a cool like marketing thing for him too, right? Like,
Hmm.
oh, this is the guy who trains with Usyk. Oh, it's the Ukrainian thing, bro. That's a great avenue for attention.
Run with it.
So, what a G. Cash is the plus 500 if you bet on that. Good for you. I will never bet on Dana White Contender Series, bro. You never know what the fuck these fools are gonna do.
Well, because you have to do research before you're betting. Like, we haven't seen these guys fight before. This is like the first time we've ever seen these guys fight. We're gonna just throw these is for the degenerates, okay? I
Yeah,
swear to God. When Dana White was like, "Oh, if you're a betting man, contender series is fun to bet on," like, bruh, you are just stealing money from these freaking addicts, man.
100%, bro. I don't know who's so much of a fucking like strategic gambler that they're going through all of Daniolo's regional MMA fights and watching Bailey knock out some fucking fat plumbers and sitting there being like, yeah, the underdog is a good pick this week. Yeah, no one's doing that, Dana, bro. This is our first time watching these bums. And Bailey, good luck to you, mate. Uh, like Dana said, and I almost didn't like this. I think it was Laura too. Shout out to Laura, but I'm not sure. Um, she said, when an underdog wins like this, it does something to you. It makes you more excited because they're an underdog. But when someone's such a big favorite, how do you go about that, Dana? And Dana's like, well, when you're a minus 800 favorite, I expect to see a minus 800 favorite. That's not on Bailey, though, right? Like, Bailey didn't make himself a minus 800.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And same with Danilo. He didn't make himself a plus 500, but because he was the plus 500, now it's like, oh my God, oh my gosh, which I thought was a little unfair and silly, but it is what it
That's
is.
it's crazy to say that because like that shows like the betting odds aren't just like money that's not affecting the fighters and people are just betting on them. It's affecting the fighters now. It's affecting the way the boss thinks about your fight and whether or not you're getting a contract.
Yeah,
That's
I
crazy.
mean,
That's crazy.
100%. So if the girl who got the huge knockout 2 weeks ago, I believe it was, imagine if she's a minus 800. Is Dana like having her on his shoulder, like, I love this chick, I love this chick? Or is it just like, yeah, I mean, you're a minus 800, you did what you were supposed to do in there. Good job, kid. We'll see you in the Apex. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what's up with that? I don't know. It is what it is. But that's my ramble. Uh and good night of fights, man. I love Dana White Contender Series.
Yeah, all in all, it was a great night of fights. I freaking enjoyed tonight. I think it's a great show.
Hmm.
It's basically the new generation of the Ultimate Fighter. I think it just fits in way more with the model that the UFC has now, with so many fighters like on the roster in the UFC. They need to keep fighters coming in more quickly, and that's what this provides, you know. It still has the appeal of the Ultimate Fighter with giving some backstory and stuff like that through the promos and stuff. But they get fighters quicker. So it's
Exactly. We've got a big roster, got a lot of events to fill. And this makes, like, if you're watching the Apex cards, even if you're watching UFC in general, you gotta tune in because the next time I see Dang Yulo, I'm gonna be like, bro, that's the dude. We saw him get that KO. Instead of just being like, who's this fool? So it's good for fans.
And it's good for betting. If you are a betting man, we're not betting on this man now. We're going to bet on him in the future, depending on who
Yeah,
he fights. We need to have a repertoire. These are these guys that are getting the contracts from the UFC Contender Series. They're the future of the UFC. So you got to be paying attention to them now and knowing what they're about if you're going to put some money down. If you want to put money down safely anyways, any safely as possible.
100%. Never forget Sean O'Malley came from the Dana White Contender Series. Never forget Peyton Talbot came from the Dana White Contender Series. You're getting stars now who
Yep.
come from this show. So tune in and we'll be back next week, baby. We love y'all.
Give us a like and
Peace.
subscribe, baby. Peace.